Kevin, good to see you. If you just want to start off kind of giving us your mindset from when we last spoke to you after the Celtics series ended and what played into your decision to put the trade request in and ultimately rescind it?
Well, there was a lot of uncertainty around our team last year. I committed to this organization for 4 years last summer with the idea that we was going to play with that group that we kind of went on that little run with the second round with. I felt like another year of that, us being healthy. We were building something towards the future, So then as the season went on, I have, you seen what happened with our season, guys in and out the lineup, injuries, just a lot of uncertainty, which built some doubt in my mind about the next 4 years of my career. I mean, I'm getting older, and I want to be in a place that's stable and trying to build a championship culture. So I had some doubts about that, and I voiced them to Joe, and we moved forward from there. But in my mind, I did like what we did, what Sean put together this summer with the team, and I knew that with all the adversity that we hit and a lot of failures that we hit as a team last year, guys are gonna be working to get better and be better, and not have that try to not make that a trend. So, in the back of my mind, I was still there, and I had conversations with Steve and Joe, Claire, and Sean, and we came to a mutual agreement that we should keep moving forward.
Hey, Kevin. Twofold. What did Joe say that kind of put your mind at ease or convinced you that you guys were headed in the right direction? And did you feel the need to kind of air things out with Steve and Sean specifically to make sure that they knew that you're actually behind them?
Yeah, I mean, they know me. They understood where I was coming from. I had plenty of talks with Steve and Sean throughout the season about how I was feeling and what I felt we needed to change as a team and as an organization and where I see my career. And we had plenty of conversations, so they know me, and they know how much I care about the game of basketball, my teammates, and wanting to win. So we all jumped on the same page. It was pretty simple. We're professionals. We got to, we know how to adapt and move forward. So I think that's really what it was.
Hey, Kevin. As you do try and build, winning franchise going forward, do you worry about now, in the span of a few months, James Harden wanted to leave. It looked like you wanted to leave. That guys on the outside are going to maybe wonder sort of, what's wrong there that the top level players don't want to be there.
What guys you talking about?
No, I'm wondering about if from the outside players might look at this and say,
What players?
oh, I'm just saying.
I mean, who knows? I mean, we got some good guys here that chose to come here this summer. So, I mean, I guess it didn't matter to them that much. So we got, we just got Markieff Morris, who made a decision, who a couple teams wanted him, and he chose us. So I guess it didn't make that big of an impact. But we know how the NBA is. It's a business, and, once business is involved, sometimes you may have disagreements, relationships, may hit a halt and you may hit a fork in the road you got to figure out. But at the end of the day, people understand what I bring to the court, what we bring to the court, the players on this team, and they've seen us, they played against us and coached against us, so they understand how we play the game of basketball. All that other stuff, we'll figure it out, and that's just the nature of the NBA at this point.
Kevin, over the summer when everything was playing out, were you disappointed that you weren't traded?
No. Not disappointed. I'm not disappointed. I mean, I'm doing what I love to do, first off. So if I'm looking at it from that lens, no, I'm not disappointed, I felt like either option, coming here, still had a great team. But no, I wasn't disappointed. I still love to play. I knew that wasn't going to be affected, Regardless of what happened in the summer, I was not going to let it affect the work that needs to be put on the court when it's time. So, that's what I lean on, just having fun playing ball, and I knew that's one thing that wasn't going to stop regardless.
Kevin, just curious about, I understand like the season itself was disappointing the way it ended, But the talent here has never really been in doubt, whether it was you, James, and Kyrie, or now you, Kyrie, and Ben Simmons. So what was missing that raised so much doubt in your mind about your future here? And how was any part of that Kyrie's contract situation?
Not at all. I mean, I heard that talks about me not being, me being upset about their contracts and them offering Kyrie. I always, since day one, first of all, I never walk into any GM office or coach office to demand anything. Tell them to sign anybody or run a play for me, or I come in and do my job as a player, which is to be coachable, work as hard as I can, and be available. So a lot of people got that in their minds, is that I control everything here with the Nets and I only control my job. And my job is to be a player. And I felt like their relationship, they had to figure that out on their own. I'm not the liaison between Kyrie and the organization. And I always told them that. I always told Sean and Kyrie, I got to build y'all relationship, how y'all do it. Because everybody's separate, everybody's different. You approach each player differently. So I didn't want to get in between that. Whatever they negotiated, I had no talks in it. I let them handle that. So my whole thing was I wanted everybody to be held accountable for their habits as a basketball player every day. And I think a lot of stuff was getting swept under the rug because we're injured or this guy's not around or just the circumstances. I thought we could have fought through that a little bit more and focused on the guys that were here a little bit more. You know, when I went out with the injury, we lost 10 in a row. And I'm like, we shouldn't be losing some of these games that we lost, regardless of who on the floor. So I was more so worried about how we're approaching every day as a basketball team. And I felt like we could have fought through a lot of the stuff that I felt that held us back. And championship teams do that. You've seen it. Steph Curry and the Warriors, he was injured going into the playoffs. Their team still, you know, fought and won games. Luka, he was hurt. Their team still fought and won games. And I felt like we had enough talent to do that. And that's what was, rose some doubt up in my mind, is that when adversity hit, can we keep pushing through it? And I've been on championship teams. I've been on teams that have been right at the brink of winning the championship. And they did those things. So I want to be a part of a group that did that. Winning and losing, I can take all of that. I've been in the league for a long time. So it's not more so about just the result. It's like how we get to that point. And I wasn't feeling how we was getting to that point. And I didn't want it to affect the game, so I waited to the offseason to, tell people how I felt.
What's up, Kevin? Does your approach to the offseason change depending on how you guys ended the season? I mean, it was a disappointing end to the season, so how did that inform what you did this offseason in terms of personal work on the court?
I mean, everything matters. Oh, you're talking about personal. Oh, nothing changed. I mean, you still work on all parts of my game. I mean, I've been at it for a while, so I figured I know what works out there for me. So this mainly each summer it's about who I'm going to get in the gym with. You know, if I'm going to be around high-level talent all the time, or I'm going to be around college guys, or, so I wanted to be around the best of the best players. And I've been like that the last 10 years of my career. That's why I moved to Los Angeles, because I want to be around most of the best NBA players are there. So I work on my, every aspect of my game, but I want to be amongst the best in the world, when they in their environment, in their element as well, outside the NBA. So it's only good for my development if I do that.
Kevin, I got a couple for you. First, are you surprised you're still here?
No. I mean, I know I'm that good that you're just not going to give me away. So that's one thing I did appreciate about Sean and Joe, is like, yeah, you're too great for us to give you away. Just that easy, that simple. So I get that. I know who I am.
And the second one is, you said you're not the liaison between Kyrie and the organization, but now that you're still here, what gives you the confidence that he'll be a fully committed member of the team this year compared to the last couple seasons?
That first year, I mean, he played more games than me and James. So, I mean, you can say he was more reliable than us that first year. And last year, if it wasn't for the vaccine mandate, he would have played. So it's not a vaccine mandate this year. And the year that I played with him before, he was very reliable. So once the mandate was gone, I figured he's going to be here every day. And he loves to play. I mean, I shouldn't even have to say that. We all know that.
Hey, Kevin, you mentioned there were some things that you felt the team could have fought through. Do you think that was an issue of game management, culture, or communication?
It's just a matter of like team building, just each guy, coming together. I mean, I know it's hard, but I think we could have, fought through it like I said and did the hard thing, which is to continue to keep coming together, play, winning basketball every single play. And, I didn't like the fact that it's like, well, when KD come back, I was just like, well, I get it. I know I can affect the game so much, but like, what about these other guys that got an opportunity to, maybe showcase what they can do, but also help the team in a different way. So when I come back, I can jump on their train and help them, instead of them, adapting to me again. So I just felt like that's what great teams do. I've been a part of some great groups, and regardless of me being in that lineup or out, or a guy, just not just me, any guy being in and out the lineup, the train keep going, So I felt like we could have did that better, and Steve agreed with me, So the stuff that I was saying wasn't like we were all on different pages with it. We all agreed that we should be doing the same stuff. So, so I'm glad that we was able to talk through it, and we all figure out that that's what we need to do to be forget a championship, to just be a good team, a respectable team. And I feel like we don't have any respect out there on the court, and that's what I want for us, is a respect amongst the NBA community as a team, or how we play on both ends of the floor, from GM all the way down to the equipment manager. I want that respect, and I think that's what you do that by how you work every single day. And we skipped some steps in how we worked throughout that year last year because of the circumstances, vaccine mandates, people disgruntled, injuries. I felt like we could have just kept pressing forward, and that's what I try to do as a player. I'm not preaching something that I don't practice. Like, I come in here, every rep matters to me, so I want everybody to feel the same way.
Kevin, over here to your left. Are you able today to provide assurance to Net fans that if there is adversity at some point this season or in next offseason, that you won't go back to management and ask for a trade again?
The Nets fans should know me after 3 years, and the work I put in. Like, we've been through a lot as a team, and I still go out there and do my job. So I don't feel like I got to prove anything to Net fans after 3 years. And, I'm committed to moving forward with this team. So if they got doubts, then I can't control that. That's on you. But you seen me, you know what I do, you know how much I care about playing, and you know how much I care about my teammates and this organization by what I've shown these last 3 years. So, I just keep being me every day. And some people gonna like it, some people not gonna like it, but they may come around to it. I mean, it is what it is.
Katie, no disrespect to the people that were brought in this offseason, very good players there, but it's still the same structure, leadership, coaching, top players, a lot of the same role players are back. So what gives you the confidence that that group that didn't get it, create that atmosphere you were looking for last year can do it this year?
Yeah, it's a year of growth and a year of us looking in the mirror of, like, we fucked up, like, as a team, and that only makes you better, So I'm banking on that. I got faith in that. We got guys in this locker room that care. We got people in this organization that want to see this organization be as one of the prominent ones in sports. So I'm banking on that. We got competitive people in this building. So yeah, I got faith that moving forward that we all want the same things, especially after, a summer of us, basically having a standoff. That's only going to make us better and make us more competitive and want to go out there and show what we can do.
Thank you, Kevin.